Hey guys, I'm Perry, a pro jungler in the NACL/Academy League. I played on Dignitas Academy last year, and I've been maintaining Challenger for the last 3 years. I actually just recently won the NA Legends Invitational event that Disguised Toast hosted. Well, today we're going to be coaching I think this is an Emerald level game, but our student here just hit Diamond. We're going to be focused on BelVeth, obviously the fundamentals, all the basics, and yeah, maybe some more advanced concepts this time. What do you want to path? And give me some reasoning.
I feel like realistically, I can't really I have setup from TF, but that's kind of about it. Ezreal kind of wants to sit back and not really force anything. Same with Janna. I think realistically, I'm just like pathing for counter gank bottom, or like countering for invade.
Sure. So no lanes you necessarily want to play through. If there is a lane you were to choose, which lane would you want to play through?
Probably mid, to be
Okay.
honest.
Okay. And for you, what's your goal as a jungler in this game against these champs with your champs?
I think just not get far behind very early.
Okay, yeah. So keep yourself up in tempo, keep yourself in the game, keep yourself getting conditions pretty much. So figuring out what's good for you in the early game is super important. So instead of just thinking about prio and you know the basic fundamentals that I talk about, what I want you to think about is not just priority in lanes, right? But also what do we want to do as a jungler? What's our early game ideal situation, right? You want to hit level 6. You probably want to get this Rift Herald. You probably want to get like, you know, Noon Quiver. You want to get your Kraken as fast as possible. You just want to get as strong as possible. And yes, you want to play with your TF. So every single play, if I ever see you interacting with these guys, it's going to be less ideal, right? Unless these guys are for some reason hard winning, which it shouldn't be. You only want to interact with this guy. Okay, so we look at priorities, and real quick, you can instantly tell Akshon's gonna have priority into Nasus. You look at mid, and you can see there's aggression right here. Like there's ignite, there's electrocute. So it's likely this is gonna be like at least a fight. It's gonna be at least a fight. Okay, and then bot lane, they have Cho'Gath, but Cho'Gath can actually like he won't get prio first level 1, so it'll look like this level 1, but pretty much Cho'Gath eventually will get prio.
Okay.
So what it's gonna look like is you have no prio mid, you have no prio top, you have no prio bots. Vi can invade you, Vi can pressure you. So like you said, you just want to farm up for yourself. Now the thing is, if you were to 3v3 bot lane or 2v2 top lane, is it going to be a winning situation?
No, I don't think so.
Right. If you were to 2v2 mid lane, how do you feel about that?
If we focus on one person, and I like time my E mitigation, then yeah, but I think they win if we don't have like coordination.
Yeah. Right, they have combat sums as well, right? And Vi, I mean, I think BelVeth is really strong, but I think for the most part, Vi would have a winning edge in the fight if she doesn't miss everything. Okay, but you have stun card, and it's easy to execute, right? So the best situation you have is going to be mid 2v2, and unlocking Twisted Fate will unlock the game for you. Okay, so always still check for priorities, and if there is prio in any lane, play through it. Okay, it's really, really simple rule. You always want to follow it. It'll never break. No matter what elo you're in, it'll never break. Okay. So, one thing to note here is, not only like what is good for you, but what's good for the game. If you look at all these champs, right? Who is going to carry this game? If you think about it, on your team.
My team, it's probably if it goes past like 30 minutes, like Nasus, but usually like Ezreal, I'd say.
Okay, so Ezreal into these champs, can he carry?
I think so. I think they're pretty short range besides Senna.
Well, this guy's hitting ults on your Ezreal, right? Ari's following up with ults on Ezreal. Akshon is going invis, sending his ult down on Ezreal. In my mind, this Ezreal cannot play.
Okay, then it'd probably be Nasus.
Right, so it's either Nasus, okay? Nasus has a better shot against these guys, because for the most part, they're low DPS, right? The only good DPS is Akshon. If this guy builds, you know, some armor, he's going to have a better chance against him. But for the most part, Nasus is going to be able to do the most damage and not die as quickly. Right, on top of that, you have you, right? So not only are you strong, but the Nasus will be strong. So if you ever have an opportunity, if you ever have a choice to choose between helping these guys and these guys, right? It's Nasus you want to play through. And the reason for that again is Vi is going to hit R on the ADC, Ahri's gonna follow up. If Vi hits R and Cho'Gath hits any of the abilities on Ezreal, Ezreal's just dead. Right? It's very, very hard to outplay Vi R. So for the most part, stay away from bot lane if you can. If there for some reason there's no play top and there's only plays bot, then yes, play through bot lane. Right? But every single game you load into, this is what I'm thinking about when I'm coming in. Not just the jungle's game, right? Not just what's going on here, what's going on here. Do not tunnel on what's going on in the jungle. What you want to do is you want to focus on your teammates and their team. One thing to note though is scanner, right? I do not like changing to scanner until 10 minutes. The reason being is when you're ganking, right? If there's a ward here and you're ganking and you're sweeping, they're going to see you anyway, right? So if you're spending the time clearing the ward, that means the gank will never happen, right? But if you're walking past the ward anyway, the sweeper has no value. See how that makes sense? Like,
yeah.
If you're going to walk past the ward to make the gank, like let's say Akshan is all the way up here, and you're just walking through the ward, then your sweeper has no value anyway. If you're using sweeper to kill the ward, then your gank is bad. Right, because you should probably be spending your time either recalling for tempo or clearing camps. So either you're ganking because it's gonna work, or your gank is bad. That's why I like taking wards in general. It also helps your team a lot. But pretty much, take wards, take yellow ward until about 10 minutes when enemy gets ward upgrade. Okay, that's normally when sweeper goes. It's really useful because you can like control objectives pretty much. Okay, and see, your top laner has no prio, right? He can't play. He needs to catch his wave. So even if he had more HP in this situation, he still can't help you here. So the reason why this path right here, this invade, is less ideal, unless you saw Vi invade you somehow. No, we didn't see that. It's because you're locking yourself into a path, right? You're locking yourself into doing this invade. You have no fallback options, right? There's literally no other choice you have other than do these camps, do either one of them, then gank, do one of them, then recall, or do one of them, wait for crab, do two of them, maybe fight. You're pretty much locking yourself into a path that's suboptimal. So if you would ask me what you should do in this game, it's literally just full clear, do the bot crab, and recall, and reset the map. There's no need for anything to happen within the first 3 minutes if the enemy's not forcing it. Alternatively, this is wave 3, okay? So let me write that down for you. Wave 3, a cannon wave, is when you hit level 3. The enemy laner will still be level 2. So as you can see, look at the position you're in, right? Look at this wave. This is wave 3 coming in. He's gonna try to crash this wave. As he's crashing this wave, you have an easy opportunity to gank with stun card. Get this guy's flash, get this guy's conditions, right? Maybe even kill him, okay? And then afterwards, again, you go back to your camps.
Okay.
But pretty much, I'm never ever looking for an invade, almost ever in any of my games, before level 6 or before I get an item. Before I get an item. Okay, well there's a mid 2v2 here, mid fight here. Okay, nice flash. Nice, okay. Champ's broken. 1 for 1, sure, and Vi did your bot side. Okay. So now we have the information of Vi took your bot side, and the next thing is, let's look at how this fight plays out. Okay, so you used all your Qs here, it looks like. Okay, but why is the question. Okay, do you need all these Qs to kill this camp?
No, I think I just auto it down.
Yeah, you just auto it down on the smite. Okay, that's problem number 1, right? You're now your Q that's 14-15 second cooldown is not gonna be up for this fight. Okay, so Hecarim, Diana, any of these champions with a lot of CDs, it's as if you used Hecarim E on this camp. It's as if you use Viego E on this camp. You don't need to use those abilities. Okay, so in this actual fight, you're down a lot of fighting power. Okay, and 1 for 1. Okay, that's fine. But pretty much the game has given you a lot of free kills. Is how I look at it. You haven't done anything actually like to, let's say, like coordinate these plays. You just see, okay, Akshan's pushing top, I'm gonna go kill him. You kill him. Their mid is just a fight. I'm gonna go mid. I'm gonna get the kill. Okay, and that's good. It's good because you punish them. But if you played more relaxed, less forceful, and you did the same thing, instead of you being level 3, almost level 4, you'd be level 4, almost level 4.5, and you'd be in a better situation, and you'd still get these kills. Yeah, I mean, this wave is taking a decade to push it, right? And if he does want to push it, why are we going now? Okay, pretty much this could be warded anytime, right? Any of this could be warded. So why go now? If you think he's going to reverse the shove, it'd be on this wave, right? And on that wave, that's when you'd want to show. Okay, but right now he could just leave. And even if you did show, he's playing Akshan with E. You're never gonna get to him. You have no flash, you have no abilities, you have no resources to get to this guy. This guy's never dying. Right, like you saw, he just eased away. Bye-bye. Even if you land that, you're not doing anything to him. Yeah, and this Nasus does not need you to help him shove. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why he's pinging, but if you were to check the tab screen, this Nasus has a pretty big item spike compared to him. Additionally, he has a full stacked wave that he could use to push by himself. The reason why, like, look at this. Look at the item gaps. He's not taking any damage. But the reason why I really dislike what you just did here is because your next play into any lane is going to, again, be delayed by a whole minute. So we could have started our camp at, let's see, 3 or 4:36. Okay, 4:38. Okay, right? 4:38. We could have started our camp. Let's see when we start our camp. 5:22. 5:23. 50 seconds almost gone to the gone for absolutely nothing, right? Where this time that like pretty much the reason why I'm emphasizing all this time so much is because League of Legends is a game that ends in 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Like normally doesn't go longer than that. If it does, this what I'm talking about doesn't really matter. But you want to get as strong as possible, as fast as possible, right? It's like it's pretty obvious. Like you need resources, you need levels, you need gold, and to do that, you want to be as fast as possible. And to be as fast as possible, you need to pretty much do your camps, recall as much as you can for gold, spend your gold, and use your levels as much as possible. Use your time as fast as you can. Okay?
Right.
So all these concepts I'm talking about is just because you're racing against the clock. If at 8 minutes you're level 7 and they're level 6, beautiful. If at 10 minutes you're level 8 and they're level 7, there you go. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna keep, you know, exponentially getting stronger than the enemy, because at around 15-20 minutes you're gonna have major team fights. Okay, and in these team fights, the stronger you are, the easier it is for you to carry a fight that should be 50-50, because any fight is winnable for any side. You could be up 5k gold, you could be down 5k gold, it's still winnable. That's just the game of League of Legends. But if you yourself are up 2-3 levels and a lot of gold, you're gonna make it so that fight is no longer 50-50, and you have so much to say in these fights that you can impact the game. And that's the goal. You want to have as much impact as you can as possible, and you need resources for that. So the longer you're delaying your camps, pretty much, the longer you're delaying your level 6, the harder the game will feel for you to be impactful.